Dear learners, in this video we will discuss about the synchronous online learning and tools for synchronous online learning. I am Dr. Maithili from Staff Training and Research Institute of Distance Learning. This is the one of the video for MDE 518, the Educational Communication Technology. Here we will explain the learning outcome of this video. What are the synchronous learning and what are the advantages of synchronous learning and what are the disadvantages of synchronous learning and what are the strategies need to follow for synchronous learning and what are the points need to follow by the facilitator and learners for synchronous learning, and we will discuss the synchronous tools which are used for the online learning, and lastly we will summarize the what we have learnt in this video lecture. Let us start with the first, what are the learning outcomes for this particular video program. So after attending this video lesson, you will be able to discuss the concept of synchronous learning, explain how to engage learners in synchronous learning and discuss different tools used for synchronous learning and identify the suitable synchronous learning tools with usability and limitations. So first let us see what is synchronous learning. According to Richard 2009, synchronous learning, which means at the same time requires interacting with the instructor through the internet in real time. Synchronous means that an instructor is present when the course is delivered, even though the course might be delivered remotely over the internet. That means even though that is a online or blended learning, while delivering the lecture, the instructor should be present and also learners should be present the real time situation. So synchronous learning characteristics and benefits we will see here. You can interact directly with the student in real time, allowing you to instantly gauge if student are engaged and comprehend the content. That is very important, that you have to engage the student and they comprehend what are the content they are learning and all. And participants can receive instant feedback or answer, otherwise acknowledgement, to any question without delay. So that means instant feedback is very important. While presenting, the student and instructor communication will be taken place and instant feedback will be given to the learners, and participant may feel more connected with each other almost as if they were in the face-to-face situation. If you are using a microphone, the participant can hear your tone of voice. If you are using the webcam, they can also see you, the facial expression and etc. Breakdown rooms provide an ideal meeting space for teams who otherwise would won't able to interact and meet simultaneously due to the different locations. So this the classroom situation can be broken down, that participant can sit their own location and interact with the instructor of that particular courses. The challenges and the consideration for the implementation of synchronous learning can be discussed now, and establish the participation and specific guidelines that everyone is aware of before any synchronous session held. Consider how participants should prepare for the session and what activities might follow the session, and develop your own content for session for in advance. Make sure everyone gets to voice their thoughts so that no person will dominate in the conversation. So whenever you want to establish any synchronous learning, the first of all the guidelines should be given to the student about the session, and secondly the participant should prepare for the session what are the activity, or otherwise even you can give the content before to the session, so that the learner can learn the content and come to the synchronous session, synchronous activity or learning. And then you have to develop your own content so that you can plan the session accordingly, because the real time situation will have the limited time, so that all the participants get the equal chance to interact with the instructor. So let us discuss when we can use synchronous learning and why and how to use the synchronous learning. So while discussing when to use the synchronous e-learning or synchronous online learning, discussing the less complex issues, getting acquainted, planning the task, these are the time you can plan for the synchronous online learning. So when you are discuss the less complex issue, then you can do it interacting the face to face situation, like an online situation. You can call the student on one particular time and discuss, and also plan for the task. And you can suppose, for example, if you want to start any new concept, you can call the student online and then you can start the new concept, then later you can build up the online learning. So in this situation you can use the synchronous learning. And why to use? Because the student become more committed and motivated, because a quick response is expected. So when there is a quick response from the instructor, the student will motivate and committed to their learning. So when there is a lack of motivation, that the instructor should immediately arrange the synchronous learning situation, so that the student get motivated. And how to do use the synchronous means such as video conferencing, web conferencing, instant messaging, and which are the complement with the face to face meeting. So you can arrange for webcasting, and you can arrange for any web conferencing, and you can arrange for the instant messaging or chat facility if the student is not having any audio video component or the component to listen and speak, then you can arrange for the messaging part also possible. For example, student expected to work in a group may be advised to use instant messaging as a support for getting to know each other, exchanging ideas and planning tasks. And another example, a teacher who want to present concept from the literature in a simplified way might give an online lecture by video conferencing. So these are some of the example you can why we have to use and how we can use for the synchronous learning. Okay, let us discuss what are the advantage for synchronous learning. So as we already discussed, the instant immediate feedback is one of the major advantage of synchronous learning. That means student will get immediate feedback from the instructor, which motivates the learners to study and do the activity. Sense of community, that means you can form a group activity and then you can interact with the student can interact with their community to gain the knowledge. And continual motivation, so we said that the motivation can be taken place one way, face to face interaction and all. And teacher centered, that means direct learning is happen from the instructor to the learner, and learning can be facilitated virtually in real time. So this can be in real time the learning will be happen, and the student can interact with their peer group as well as the instructor, and there should be a real time which is suitable to all the students and the instructor. And it is a worldwide access, that means the student can sit anywhere, any place, and they can interact with their instructor. communication is immediate. So that is very important. That means the communication between the teacher and the student, communication between the peer to peer group or happen immediately, so that the information can be transferred immediate to the learners. And social support and increases motivation among the learners, that the student can see that my peer group is present online and they can interact with them. With that they were motivated to learn the course. Increases the personal participation, that means each one of them that come to the class as how they are coming to the face-to-face classes. Similarly, the learners can come to the synchronous learning environment and they will participate in personal capacity. They will in person, they will come and then they participate to gain the content from the course material and the instructor. Let us see what are the disadvantages of the synchronous learning. So there is a technology is a main disadvantage with the synchronous learning. That means the student or the instructor should have the internet facility. They have a very good computer to connect with the thing, and they have a suitable tool to use to facilitate the synchronous learning, and also they should have other accessories like microphone and webcam, and everything will be ready for them to conduct the synchronous learning activity. And scheduling is a limited reflection time, because time is very important in the synchronous learning. Everyone should come on the particular time, real time, they have to come online. If it is a worldwide access to the particular course, then that limit, the time fluctuation should be suitable to the all the participants. And lack of flexibility, that means limited response time and scheduling meeting time. So that is very disadvantage here. That means the we cannot hold that particular course beyond 1 hour or beyond 2 hours. There should be a limited time, so that everyone come on one time and then they can start the discussion time. Sometimes if you are using any lecture time, it will extend to the beyond the limited time, then there may not be a possible for the discussion among the peer and the discussion with the with the instructor. So planning is very important. So if this is not, this will be the fixed time, so that the all will get the gain out of that particular time. So planning is very important here. How to plan the session? So the teacher and student has to plan accordingly before starting the class. They have to plan what are the things the teacher can say, plan accordingly, that what are the content I have to present or what are the topic we are going to discuss, like that they have to plan. And the student, if they he or she want to utilize the instructor time and utilize the instructor's instruction, then they also follow plan accordingly. What are the things we have to clarify from the teacher, or what are the things we can clarify from the peer group, and what are the material or knowledge I have to gain from that particular time. So these are the things we have to plan, and if it is a lack of plan, that will be the disadvantage for this synchronous learning. And what are the strategy we have to follow while conducting the synchronous learning or while planning the synchronous learning? So learners can follow along with the presentation. They have to follow, otherwise they may miss some of the concept. So the presentation or some of the instructor lecture and everything, they have to follow along with that, otherwise they may miss the points. And reflection voice, that means the student could prepare that what are the things I have to ask from the teacher and the peer. So that is very important. They have to plan accordingly. So the tools are available for the web conferencing or the video conferencing. Before that, they should familiarize with all the components or all the menu so that they can easily operate, and then they can use, for example, if they want to raise the hand, then they should know where to click to raise the hand so that the teacher will give the chance to speak. So these are the strategy we have to plan before starting the classes. And recording the conferencing or video conferencing or teleconferencing, that is important so that the same can be viewed again and again by the learner to clarify their doubts or to learn the content from that particular synchronous activity. So what are the strategies should follow by the facilitator? So the facilitator as a direct learner, that is teacher centered instruction, or there teacher is present there to deliver the lecture or to plan the session, and then this is a instructional lead instruction. So instructor will plan accordingly so that he or she will initiate the class and present the class, and then after that for interaction they have to call for the student, and they can monitor with the peer to peer interaction also. So these are the things they have to taken care while doing the synchronous learning activity, and that keep the learners to engaged. Sometimes if we are seeing this during this COVID period, all the classes are through online. So sometimes student may not engage with the learning, so they may deviate from the current class to the various other topics. So because we are giving them that, we are allowing them to come online. So online facility in the sense there is a open internet facilities also there, that student may deviate from the current class, and then they can watch other programs or other information also from the internet. So engaging student is important. So accordingly the facilitator should plan the session, that how to engage the student so that the student will get involved in that particular time and do the activity. What about the learners? So how they can plan for the synchronous learning? The scheduling time to attend the class, that means they have to maintain the planner so that they can attend the various online classes without missing the online activity, to get the benefit from the faculty or from the facilitator and the peer group. And also stay actively engaged and avoid the distraction. This is very important, as earlier we discussed. The engaging is very important, because to engage them also they have to be a self motivation, because he or she is away from the classroom situation. So they have to engage more, even though if teacher is engaged, peer group is engaging the student to involve in the activity, the self engagement or self motivation is very much required in the online environment, and it will be the real time interaction. So students should plan accordingly what are the things he or she has to ask from the instructor. So the real time interaction, they have to make use of that particular time very effectively. Let us discuss what are the tools available to do the synchronous learning, or otherwise to prepare the synchronous learning activity. So there are so many tools are available. For example, audio, if they want audio conferencing, only audio without any using the video format, and broadcasting is there, chat facilities are there, interactive multimedia, phone call, podcasting, slideshow presentation, teleconferencing, video conferencing, webcasting. So these are the tools we can use it for our synchronous learning. So we will see one by one how we can what are the usability of that particular tool and what are the limitation of that tool. So let us start with the video conferencing. If it is a video conferencing, the usabilities are real time interaction, that the conversation and the classroom situation can be take place is there. It is a mimics of their conventional classroom. That means you can set up a virtual classroom using the video conferencing, and the limitation is it is expensive, then quality and depending on the bandwidth. So we have to see what are the bandwidth issues with the learners and as well as with the presenter and then various places. Sometimes the bandwidth issue will be the location based, and then the student will have the to minimum facility, minimum bandwidth to attend the video conferencing. So also video conferencing tools are, equipments are very expensive to set up the video conferencing environment. Let us see what will be the usability of web conferencing. Web conferencing permits the sharing of presentation, documents and application for the demonstration. So in web conferencing you can do the presentation, even video conferencing also you can present the presentation, but you can do the collaborative work also. It is possible in the web conferencing synchronous learning, and you can do the documentation and you can demonstrate using the some of the tools are available to demonstrate while web conferencing. So these are some of the usability. Most of during the COVID period, most of the teaching learning process was taken place using the web conferencing technique only, and this is also expensive nowadays. Due to this COVID period, we got some of the free tools and free web conferencing providers are provided that. But in fact, if you want to do purchase and institutional one, and that will be also its cost is involving, and quality is depending on the again bandwidth and at a time effective with the audio conferencing also. So this can be used video conferencing as well as the audio conferencing also. And chat facilities are there, that is only for the using the text and graphic capacities, and are which are available for the information sharing with the low complexities. So if you are using for the text based interaction, that is live interaction using text, so that will be the only that you have to share the information. You have to if your typing speed is low, then the other end they have to wait for your messages. So that is there. So the limitation is mostly text based, and this is a very slow process because that communication rate will be the slow down because of typing speed and that transferring the text and etc. And then let us see the other tools like instant messaging. Instant messaging is a message delivered such as a important as announcement and all. So if it is a very important announcement and the last date of assignment submission and the next classes, that to announcing that we can use instant messaging. And limitations are this requires some specific devices like a handset, and it is allowed to one-to-one or one-to-n interaction. For example, WhatsApp is there, and if both the communicator both are available online, then you can communicate the information there. So this is the only used for synchronous as well as the asynchronous for the using the WhatsApp, but only for instant messaging. Some of the LMS are providing the instant messaging, then both the participants should be online, then they can do the instant interaction. And whiteboard is used for demonstration and co-development of ideas. As I already mentioned that if you want to develop ideas by sharing the environment with all the person, then they can put their ideas in the whiteboard environment, and then they can take the and lastly they can derive the idea from that all the participant. It is also expensive because this is a bandwidth based and at the time effective with the audio conferencing. And application sharing, that demonstration and co-development of document, you can share at simultaneously, you can work on one document. And also this is also expensive, and also it is depends on the bandwidth how you are using. And these are the some of the example for the video conferencing, and this is the Adobe Connect. It's a package, it's a proprietary package which are used for one of the classes, that where the presenter is present here, and then even participant also present, and the presentation will be there, and the instant chatting facilities also happening in the video conferencing. And discussion with the learners through video conferencing, and chat facilities where you can instantly using the chat facility to discuss with the learners. And these are the things happening while taking place in the classes. And let us summarize the video, what are the things we have learned during this using this video. The synchronous learning, which means at the same time requires interacting with the instructor through the internet in a real time. The advantages are immediate feedback, sense of community, continual motivation, teacher centered learning, and learning can be facilitated virtually in real time. And there are some disadvantages. One is technology and scheduling limited reflection time, lack of flexibility, limited response time, and scheduling meeting times. Synchronous learning could be presented using wide range of tools like audio, broadcasting, chat facilities, interactive multimedia, phone call, podcasting, slideshow, presentation, teleconference, and video conferencing, web conferencing. And these are some of the references. Thank you.